Please welcome to the stage our next Clio Spotlight presenter, Gary Allen.
Thanks, y'all. Thanks for joining me after lunch. I'm here to talk about documents delivered, tracking a document's journey through Clio. Let's start with who I am. So I am Gary Allen. I look care of product marketing for all of our documents portfolio, so documents in Clio Manage and documents in Draft, and we're going to talk about both of those today. And this is a picture of me at the Eiffel Tower. Quick thank you to our amazing sponsors that make everything we have here today possible. And then we're going to jump right into our agenda. So we're going to start with an intro to a story, because what we're going to tell today, we're not just going to talk about features, we're going to talk about a story. We're going to talk about a case and how it works through Clio. So we're going to talk about Jessica, then we're going to talk about the document journey, and then we're going to wrap all that up. So let's start by introducing Jessica. Jessica is a busy family law attorney who needs to draft and file a complaint for a divorce as soon as possible for her client. She works in Los Angeles, California, and our client has come to her seeking a quick divorce as fast as possible. I said a busy family lawyer. I don't know how many of you feel busy on a regular basis. If you could raise your hand. Yeah, I feel like it's almost, you don't need to say a busy lawyer. It's kind of just like, that's the norm. But, that's what we're here to help with. So let's start with our journey. We're going to start by choosing our case type. So for Jessica, that's going to be a case type she's done before. She's a divorce attorney. She's done divorces in Los Angeles before, and Clio Draft makes that super easy. How does it do that? Document sets. So once she's done a case type, she will build a set of documents for exactly this type of case. It's going to have court forms, it's going to have templates, and now she's not going to need to create that for each time she does this case type. So she can jump right in and immediately help her client. She's not going to have to wait or do any messing around. She's going to have a standardized workflow for this specific case type, which makes it so easy to get started. It makes it so fast for her to really help her client really quickly. So she's going to be able to do multiple documents at once. So if she needs 8 documents for this document set, she can populate all of those. She's not working on single documents. She's working on her whole case all at once. And what else does that mean? It means less errors and inconsistencies. She's not working in individual documents. She's not downloading and uploading data. Everything is going for the whole case that she's working on all at once. All right, so now that we have our case type, what do we need to do next? Our next step is to collect client information. So we have our full set of documents that we want to populate, but now we need all that information ready to get into those documents. And so how do we do that? In Clio Draft, we do that with questionnaires. This makes it really easy for us to collect client information on their terms, and it's quick and easy for both the law firm and for your client. So these are auto-generated, which is really cool. So if we have our documents, we have 8 documents in our divorce document set, questionnaires will automatically take all the fields from those documents and turn that into a questionnaire that asks just the questions we need to know from our client. And so we don't have to do any work for that. We're just checking to make sure all those questions are in our questionnaire, which is amazing. They're easily edited and customized for your firm, so you can put branding on them. You can see here how the builder works, but the branding works on the client side, so they see your firm. They see a professional questionnaire that they can fill out when and where they want. It can be completed on any device, and it saves their progress. And then once reviewed, all of that information is auto-populated into their documents. So for you on the firm side, it's just a few clicks to get all that information, save it into Draft when you review it, and then populate all the documents you need to help your client. And so what does that look like when you're building and sharing a questionnaire on the firm side? So you create a template. So again, we're talking about a divorce in Los Angeles County. So for Jessica, she's done that before. She already has a template for the questionnaire for that. If you're doing it for the first time, again, it's automated. It pulls everything you need and creates the draft of that questionnaire for you so you can hop right in. And then something exciting that Jack mentioned this morning with AI coming into Clio Draft, something brand new literally today that we shipped, is that AI is helping to clean up those questionnaires for you, so you have to do less work in the review stage. So it'll remove unnecessary fields, things that your clients don't need to answer, and it'll also turn the fields that are in court forms, so things that just say first name or address, it turns those into natural language in questions. So it'll take first name and make it, what's your first name? What's your last name? What's your address? And so that's just the things you have to review less, so you can get that questionnaire out to your client faster. What's the client experience like? So this is what it looks like on desktop and mobile, and your client can access the questionnaire on any device. They can walk away from it and come back, and it'll save their progress. It looks amazing for them. They're professionally branded, and again, when you're going through something like a divorce, it might not be the kind of thing that you want to sit down with a stranger and tell all the details of your life, go over something that's maybe something really painful that's happening to you. You can do this questionnaire wherever you want to, in a coffee shop, in a reading nook at your home. You can go and you can come back to it, but it makes the experience for your client just much easier when they're often going through something difficult. So it's really appreciated from their side and from the clients that we've got using them already. And then, okay, now the person's reviewed the questionnaire. What does it look like for yourselves now that you need to get those responses? So you can see what the different statuses look like here. When it's either not started or in progress, that means they haven't started it at all, or they've started filling out some of the questionnaire and come back to it. If it's completed, that means you fully reviewed it. And the last step once you receive a questionnaire back is just to review the responses, make sure it looks how you want it to look, and then all that information is pulled into Clio Draft. And then again, you can instantly populate your documents. Something exciting that we have coming later this year is that AI is going to take care of the customer follow-up for you. So when AI will send out the questionnaire and then follow up with your client until all of the responses are ready for you. And what happens when they're ready for you is that you get an email saying your client has filled out the questionnaire. So you're now ready to review the responses and then hop in and populate your documents. This is a big deal from lots of clients that I've talked to at least, because they go through a lot of back and forth with their clients. How many of you have had to deal with back and forth that feels like it's a bit endless and a bit tedious with your clients? Yeah, it's a pretty common problem, and this really helps to speed that along, especially from the customers we've talked to that are already using questionnaires. It speeds it along, and it also kind of puts the schedule onto the client, and then it's up to them, and they can kind of lead the conversation, which is great. Here we have an amazing customer, Catherine, who was part of our pilot group for questionnaires, is still using questionnaires as a core part of her business. They have managed to increase their caseload that they are able to take on with the same number of employees by 50% since introducing questionnaires, because they've cut down the admin work that each person on their team has to take on, which is absolutely incredible. And that was before the AI-assisted things that I mentioned that have been launched today. Okay, we've got all of our client information. So what's next? Well, we actually need to draft our documents. I don't want to be too glib here, but it really is somewhat like pressing a giant easy button. Once you have that information from your client questionnaire, it's literally a single button to populate all 8 documents in that set. So literally, the whole case, once you have the information, a single click, now you have all 8 documents drafted, and you're ready to help your client and next steps. So what does that mean? I have my document set. This is drastically reducing the amount of time it takes for me to serve my client. I'm never starting from a blank page. I can simplify delegation. We have tons of paralegals that work in Clio Draft and find it something that also just makes them happier doing their job, because they're not doing that tedious work that doesn't feel super valuable. It feels like repetitive work. And something that's really important for a lot of our Clio Draft customers is the ability to draft from anywhere. So it's obviously cloud-based, like all Clio software. And so not only is this cutting the amount of time that it takes to do something, it means you can take the work with you. So I had a story from a customer in Charleston who was talking about work-life balance being really important to them, and that Clio Draft enabled them to make it to their daughter's dance recital, which is super heartwarming and lovely, and exactly the kind of outcomes that Clio Draft enables, because it gives people time back in their day, and that's what it's there to do. This is an amazing story from a customer named Christy. Just the amount of time they're saving every week, every day, and getting back minutes and hours from their day by using something that just automates those repetitive tasks. All right, what's next on our journey? So next we're going to save the document into our DMS. So Clio Draft is where we do our automating and our drafting, and then Clio Manage is where we have our document management system. So we're going to save back into Clio Manage. Now, what's the value of having a single document management system? It keeps everything centralized. So this is really about efficiency. So another quick raise of hands. How many of you have ever had to download and upload a document to a different piece of software? Yeah, it's pretty common. It can be really frustrating, especially if you have to do it a lot. You're moving information to different places. Having everything centralized into one document management system keeps you more efficient and able to move faster. So in Clio Manage, in our DMS, you have centralized access to all your documents. You can organize, rename, move, folder, unlimited files on all plans, and you can edit using our Clio Launcher app. All right, now we have our document in our DMS. Next, we need to share our work. So how do we do that? One way that we found users do a lot, and something that's come up recently and we launched recently, is a document combiner. So we have all 8 of our documents for our divorce case. We need to quickly combine them and share them back with our client. The documents and the takeaways are often something that clients find really valuable because they pay a lot of money for legal services, and that's the thing they take away from it. So quick and easy, we can combine our documents in Clio Manage. We can combine different documents, images, docx files, PDFs, no external software, again, no uploading and downloading. So this is efficient and secure within our DMS in Clio Manage. All right, our next step, now that we have combined our documents, sorry. I am stuck. Our next step is to get signatures. Oh, sorry, we have jumped forward a little. There we go. Our next step on our journey here, step 6, is to get our signatures. So we have our document now in Clio Manage, and so we can send our document for e-signature within Clio Manage. The great thing with e-signature in Clio is that you can do it wherever you have your documents. So we have e-signature in Clio Draft. If you have and you don't want to integrate with Manage, we have it in Clio Manage and we have it in Clio Grow. So in this case, because we're using Clio Manage as our DMS, you can easily send for e-sign with just the click of a button to who you need to. And actually, just launched on Friday, we now have sequential e-sign. So if you need different people to sign the same document in a particular order, you can set that up and send it to the correct people, and it will send to the next person in sequence when they're ready to sign. So this, again, all about time savings, so faster turnaround time, and similar to questionnaires and the other things we talked about, this has real-time status, so you can see what's going on. Where is this? Who needs to sign it next? The flow for both the firm and the client is really easy to use. So for the firm, you're getting that efficiency, you're taking your time back, and for the client, it's 2025. They're getting a professional experience, they're getting an online experience, it's quick and easy for them, and what they would expect for dealing with a law firm in 2025. I really love this quote from Alexis, who talks about what e-sign actually looks like, and how it does not look like an 80s computer. It is modern, it is clean, and it is something that clients are expecting to see, and it makes it quick and easy for them. So we've done all of those things on our journey. What's our last step? Well, next, we need to file our documents. And again, we have our document saved in our DMS in Clio Manage, so that is quick and easy in Clio Manage. So this is filing made simple, and our case is in California, which we just launched on Clio File this week. And so now, literally from your DMS dropdown, your action button, you can go in and you can file the documents that you need. So this is, again, a single platform, everything for you. You can file on time. There are real-time updates, which are really cool. Again, that idea of it's not just clicking it and it's gone. You're seeing the progress along the way. You're seeing what's happened. Are there rejections? Do you need to refile? It's all there for you. And you can expense filing cost with ease, which is really cool. So again, back to this theme of centralization is having one DMS. This is really where you're getting lots of value. So it makes the filing process faster, but generally just having all of your documents in that one place makes things faster and more efficient for you. Okay, so this is our documents journey. We started by choosing our case type, and so that's when we used our document set for our lawyer, Jessica. We've done that case type before, so it was quick and easy for us to pick our divorce case type and work through all the documents we needed to work through. Then we collected client information using questionnaires that are now AI-powered to make them faster and easier for you. Then we drafted our documents. That was the easy button. So again, once we've collected all that client information, we press a single button to generate all of the documents that we need for that case. Then we save to our DMS, which is Clio Manage, so that we have all of our documents in one place that makes us more efficient. Then we combined our documents because we needed to share it back with our client. Again, quick and easy with the document combiner. And again, then we moved on to signature, where both the firm and the client have visibility into what's needed and what's next, including sequential e-signature that just launched. And then finally, we are filing our documents with Clio File because our case type is in California, and we are able to file them instantly from within Clio Manage. And if you don't have Clio File in your jurisdiction, you can export the documents and file them wherever you need to, both from Clio Manage and from Clio Draft. So this is trimming hours and minutes from each step of the documents journey so that your day and your week gain back those hours and minutes and just make you more efficient. That's been the documents journey. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. My name is Gary. If you are on Clio Draft and you want early access to the AI features we talked about, you can scan this barcode. I will also be in the level up area, which is right here if you want to chat. I think I've chatted to a few of you already, so thank you for joining. And we also have the product lab located just behind us if you want to chat more about how all of this works. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for joining me.